Cricket balls are red, baseballs are white, American footballs are brown, and tennis balls are yellow. We don't even think about it really, but the story behind the tennis ball is actually quite interesting, and even involves Sir David Attenborough. I know. Well, here's the tale. Tennis is widely known to be a French sport. It dates back to the 12th century when people used handmade balls, and it was then called tennis, which is the verb to hold in French. And people used some pretty wacky material to make the balls with. Cork, wool, chalk, animal fur, and even human hair. A few centuries on, Germany got dead into the tennis too, but wanted to make a few modifications to the ball to make it a bit more effective. Around this time, an American chemist had just created something called vulcanized rubber. Out of that, people started developing air-filled rubber balls, which were properly bouncy, but either red or grey in colour. These were manufactured in Melton Mowbray. That's right, the home of the pork pie. One problem, the balls kept on breaking on impact with the racket. The call of new balls please seemingly coming over every other point. Step forward English lawyer and tennis enthusiast John Moyer Heathcote, who suggested balls be covered in flannel to stop them from degrading. And thus the modern-day tennis ball was born. But these were white or black, so how did they become yellow? Well, in 1967, the controller of BBC Two, one Sir David Attenborough, decided the corporation should show Wimbledon on colour TV. He got his wish, and it was wide into people's homes across the country. The only sticking point, the white balls were nearly impossible to see on the screen. So the International Tennis Federation, sensing an opportunity, started developing a new ball that would be visible even without the need for 4K LED displays. Not that anyone had that in the late 60s. After rigorous testing, they came up with the colour optic yellow and decided every ball be coated in that colour from there on in. And there you have it. Tennis balls are yellow, all because Sir David Attenborough wanted to watch Wimbledon from the comfort.
Welcome to the Sports Bar talkSPORT. I'm Jamie O'Hara, over there, Jason Cundy.
Hello, mate.
That's it? Nothing for me?
I haven't got one, mate. I just don't want to do it. I want to save the big dogs.
Okay, all right. Well, the women's Euros have begun. Host Switzerland losing in the opening game, live on talkSPORT this evening. Tonight, though, we're joined in the guest studio. Legendary Premier League referee Dermot Gallagher is alongside us. The PGA MOL conference ahead of this coming season is on Sunday. Derm is going to be getting into it and talking about all them numpties coming together and how they were going to ruin the game even more. Meanwhile, Chelsea, they continue to confirm more signings. They've signed João Pedro today. It's an absolute joke, this lot. And Tyson Fury looks like he's coming out of retirement. We're going to have a chat about that later on. Get involved in the show, though. If you've got any questions for Dermot Gallagher, 03 717 22 3344. Hello, mate.
Hello, mate.
How are you?
I'm good, mate. How are you?
Yeah, I'm
What's that, Haaaaas?
not happy.
Okay.
No, I'm not happy. I'll tell you
What's
what.
up?
You're lucky you've
What's
got...
up?
I think we need a ref in here tonight, mate. You're very lucky that you've got Derm in here, mate, because...
Where are your cards, Derm?
Yeah, you might need to stop some fisticuffs coming away. What have I seen on Instagram?
Yeah, go on.
Right? You
Yeah.
and Andy Goldstein
Yeah.
doing a podcast.
Yeah, we're doing a podcast.
Yeah?
Yeah, I
You
mean...
didn't fancy clearing that with me?
Well, I mean, I'm not married to you.
Well, you kind of are
We're not-
when it comes to work.
We're not, it's not, but it's outside of, it's outside.
So
It's outside work.
it's not outside work, though, is it?
It kind of is.
It's not, though, because
It's
you both
outside.
work for talkSPORT.
Yeah.
You both used to do the sports bar.
Yeah.
And now you're doing a podcast
Yeah,
together.
I
And you
know.
haven't thought, you know what? I'm going to run this one past Jamie, see how he feels
what am I
about
going
it.
to say to you? Can I do it?
Yeah.
What are you going to say?
No. No, you can't do it. So, deal with
Well,
it.
it's. I'm not. What do you mean I can't do it?
I'm telling you can't do it. If you want to work with me, mate, come do it.
Well, you got problems then. Darren, what are you doing next week?
Because, quite frankly, I think it's out of order from
No,
Goldstein.
it's not.
Because his partner is Darren Bent.
Yeah.
And, I'm your partner when it comes to work. We come as a two.
We do come as a two, but this is
So
something different.
and you think you can just mug me off after all the work that I get you, everything that I do for you, and you go and do a podcast with your mate Goldstein?
Well, it's very good, by the way. You should listen to it, mate.
No, I'm not going to listen to it.
Oh, it's really good.
No.
It's very. It's not out yet.
No, not
It's not out yet. It's on its way.
I'm going to get that.
21 minutes.
That ain't going to see the light of day, that.
21 minutes.
It's not going to see the light of day.
Well, it's on its way. It's on its way.
Well, you owe me,
Anyway,
mate.
how are you? Grumpy guts?
I was fine until I see that, and everyone messaging me saying, "Are you going to allow that? Are you going to allow?"
What do you mean you got to allow it?
Well, you're my co-host, right?
Yeah.
I'm in charge of you, really. Yeah. I
hand out the sandwiches.
So if I say you can't do so, he can't do it.
Yeah, well...
Oh, you know what? I hope it flops.
Well, that's all right. That's all right.
Anyway.
You'll be listening. How are you anyway?
I'm fine, mate. I'm fine. Derm, we got Dermot Gallagher in the studio. How are you, Derm?
I'm good, thank you.
You need some cards, mate. You need some cards.
Yeah.
dear.
It's not started well, is it?
I thought I'd give up all this.
Yeah, mate, you're going to end up having rows with me and Cundy. You know that tonight.
No, it won't.
How you been, though, Derm? You been good?
Yeah, I've been good. Yeah, I've been watching the football and the Club World Cup. And plenty of free time, but...
Do you know what to do yourself outside when there's nothing you can, get your teeth into? Is there... I mean, you're still a busy boy, right? You still work. You still do things, even though you're not on Sky and not coming on the sports bar.
Do you think Derm goes up to like a TV, just a random one, and just starts looking at it like it's VAR? Do you know what I mean?
You never stop learning, though, do you?
Yeah, like he's just looking at it, going, maybe that's a foul, maybe not.
You never stop
I was
learning.
scared in case it was one of my old matches, and I thought, oh, not again.
Don't worry, we got some of them lined up for you later on, Derm. Don't you worry about that. But, look, Derm, we've got loads to talk to you about. Obviously, new season's going to be coming up very soon. Everyone's back in pre-season already.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. But the PGMOL have got a conference ahead of the new season. Are you involved in that, Derm? You going?
Yeah, I go as a member. It's the Southern Area Conference, but it's pretty interesting so much as you learn about the new laws, what's happening, see the elevations, the new referees that have been promoted and different things, and find out themes that what they're looking at, educating on learning from last year, what they feel has gone wrong, what can be addressed, and put it right.
All right, here's a question for you then. What went wrong last season in your eyes?
So, what went right? Let's make it.
No, I'm going to go straight. What went wrong last season? What do you think that they're going to sit down and say? Right, we need to improve on this.
I think a lot of things were improved, but I think probably Some of the foul challenges that went unpunished for red cards. I think looking at the Tarkowski one was a classic example. I think that was one where you look back and think, well, what did the referee see on the field? What did he not see? What did the VAR not recognise that it wasn't a really, really serious challenge? I mean, you look for the ingredients of a red card. You know, he's come at speed. He's come far, far too aggressively. He's far too high, and he doesn't pull out the challenge. It's things like that. It's root cause and remedy. How did you get in this position? How are you going to make sure you don't get in it again?
Yeah, but that's one thing, right? Referees can miss things, right? We've seen it before. It's not uncommon.
What do you mean uncommon? That happens every week.
That's what I mean. It's not uncommon, right?
Miss something every game.
But here's the thing: how does VAR miss it? Are you talking about VAR? You're talking about both.
Both. I think that's the thing, because it's the same group of referees, isn't it? The referees that sit in the VAR are active referees, and it's about asking that guy, you know, did you look at it too quickly? Did you look at it properly? You know, what did you see that you didn't think it was a red card? Mm-hmm. I think that's the start point, because if you polled most people, football fans, they'd say, yeah, it's a red card. It's got all the ingredients. You know, it's one that everybody. You send a player off in a match like that, you know, no matter how early it is, and people go, what did he expect? So that's what you got to do, is find out what was his mindset to get him in that position. Once you found that out, then you can work to eradicate it for future games.
Yeah. There was a few. I mean, we never failed. Do we have something to talk about? There's always a decision, but
basically, I mean, every Monday we was just lined up waiting for Dermot, weren't we? 3 pages.
Get his tin out on every time he comes in. Around 11:15 on a Monday.
Another thing as well. Look, there's things. We're starting to see things change, especially with referees and how they want to do things on the pitch. You've been watching the Club World Cup. Ref cam.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed it. Yeah. Really, I think it's really good. Now, you probably couldn't have had it in your day and age, Derm, because you would have been miles behind the play. You know? So you wouldn't have seen nothing anyway. You've just been
also
on the halfway line.
Pictures were in black and white.
But do you think we're going to see a bit more of that in the Premier League?
They experimented in it at Crystal Palace and Manchester United. I think it's like everything. You see how it works, how it adapts. But it's been very interesting in the Club World Cup, because I think one thing is exposed is how fast the game is. You see the referee tracking a player, and it's amazing. I think the other thing it exposed, the lad who was sent off for Manchester City, is it Rico Henry? No.
Rico Lewis.
Rico Lewis. I watched that game, and the red card comes out, and I genuinely didn't think it was a red card.
Same here.
I think, what has the referee seen to give a red card? It went to VAR. It got upheld, and I was really shocked. A few minutes later, they showed the ref cam, and when you see the referee's view of what happened, it certainly looked a red card to the referee. Whether he was on top of it too close, I don't know. But you see him come in at pace. You see the pace he come in at. You see his leg come up.
Yeah, but the leg coming up. It's the fact that it's hitting where it has in the head, right? But his head is.
Oh, I get that.
That's not a high challenge.
No,
that can't be deemed.
I get that. But what I'm saying is, when you see the ref cam,
right? You've got an extra game on top of that.
Yeah, but you've got a totally different view. When you see the ref's view, I actually understood why he'd red carded him, because on the ref cam, it did look a red card.
But that's why VAR is there.
I get that, but if the referee said, I've seen this, it's not about what the VAR sees, is it? Unless he's made a absolute rickets.
Okay. Right.
And I'll give you a great example. England won the under-21s, and they've got VAR a lot to thank for, I think, because I think it was quarter-final. Handball was given against Cresswell. Now, I don't think it's handball, but I genuinely didn't think they would overturn it. The reason I say that is because in UEFA, it seems the referee has the biggest weight of decision. And the referee gave a penalty on field for handball against Cresswell. And I genuinely thought he'd be upheld. But the VAR said no, the referee went to screen, and he didn't get the penalty. Well, it was 0-0 a few minutes into the game then. Yeah. If Spain had scored, possibly 1-0, the game changes. A couple of minutes later, England were 2-0 up. So that was a big, big defining moment for VAR to step in.
Isn't that handball we saw with Chelsea the other night, where you know, given a penalty, Guste gives a penalty where, his arm is up in an unnatural position, but and then by the letter of the law, it's a pen. I understand that, but they're the ones you go, do we not have to rein back a little bit about what was deliberate handball, or ball to hand or hand to ball and all of that. It feels to me as if it's not going to go back. It's where we are is where we're going to stay. And I think we have to suck it up. There's going to be decisions that we don't like and hate. It's going to go against us, but there's going to be the moment we get it for us as well.
I think handball has been the biggest improvement in the refereeing last season.
Yeah.
I think it's really got better. But the one you're on about with Chelsea, they're always going to be given. And there was one tonight against Switzerland.
Yes, there was.
The minute you raise your arm above your shoulder, it's going to be a penalty.
Yeah, you're right.
Look, we've got loads to chat to you about Derm. We're going to have a bit of fun as well as we're on the sports bar. If you've got any questions for Derm, you can call us up and he'll try and answer them. And if you've got any wacky scenarios to put to Derm, we'll put him right under pressure. Take him back to when he was reffing. Any scenario you can come up with. The more ridiculous, the better. We'll get you on. You can ask him. 03 717 22 3344. You are listening to the Sports Bar on talkSPORT. Me, Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy alongside us tonight, the legendary ref Dermot Gallagher. We're going to do a bit of transfer tavern later on in the show, but we want to hear from you. Give us a football scenario to put to Derm. He'll tell us how a proper referee would deal with it. Got a PGMOL conference coming up, Cundy, and they're probably going to chat a load of garbage. And you tuned into one, didn't you, last year?
I tuned into a couple.
Yeah,
actually.
Howard Webb, give it to them.
I found them really informative, actually. You know, there's lots of questions. It was an open forum.
Yeah.
We could ask anything we want.
Did you ask a question?
I did asked a question. I did. I asked when the semi-automated offsides were coming in.
Yeah.
Right?
Boring.
And they
So good.
Right? And he said, he didn't give a time scale, but he said during an international break or something like that, or before the end of the year. And then we get to that last international break and the end of the year, and then clearly, and we spoke to you about it, they weren't happy with the technology they had.
What, the new technology?
Yeah, this is why they took so long to bring it in.
But it was because of a problem at Bournemouth's ground, wasn't it? That they haven't got the cameras in the right position. They can't quite get it right because of the stand. And it was unfortunate it wasn't on the game that launched it.
Yeah.
Was the game happening on that ground.
Yes, and they didn't have a camera. Is that where?
So where's this? What ground?
It was at Bournemouth that for some reason the camera sits in a position because of their stand that it couldn't pick up the ball with the players where they were. And the other problem they had that nobody realised is in a congested penalty area, the ball can be lost at times, and obviously everything depends on the ball.
Mm. Yeah, I always thought that. How do they figure out a congested area like that when it's bodies and everything in there? I mean, how do you put all that together?
You can't see through the bodies, and in the end, do they not then use the lines, the old-fashioned?
Yeah, that's the default, back to the lines.
Right.
But what I will say, you take that. There was one in the Champions League, wasn't it, at Man City, early in the season. But other than that, I thought from the following week on, it worked really, really well. I tell you where it did work well was Ian Hussin. It showed in his game, Man City and Palace, which launched it. You know, that everybody said, "Oh, it's great! Look at the semi-automated. It's got all three of these quickly offside." I thought Ian Hussin got me even quicker. He got all three himself. But the semi-automated proved him right.
Yeah, I mean the thing is, we're still down to the toe now. There was a decision in the game we just seen, Switzerland versus Norway. I think it was in the women's Euros. There was a toenail offside, but we can't argue with that now because it literally is black and white. Are you offside or are you not? Okay, it was by a small margin, but that we all live. I think we're happy now, aren't we? That's it. The black and white. There's the evidence.
Can't argue with it, can you?
Can't argue with it, right? Yeah. There's the evidence.
Takes away the grey area.
Move on.
Yeah. Right, let's go to Robbie. He's a Spurs fan. All right, Rob.
All right, Rob.
All right.
How are you, Robbie? You good?
You all right?
All right.
Good. J&J. Good.
Right,
Good, matey. We're good. What are you up to? You got a question for Derm?
I love Dermot because he's like through and through honest and everything, right? But he's one outside the box, excuse the pun, right? He's just a quick question. If you score a goal and you take your shirt off and you've got a shirt underneath, do you still get booked?
This happened, didn't it? The Sheffield United player did exactly that.
So so you saying, right? You're a Spurs fan, Rob, yeah? Yeah. So you saying, let's say Tell scores next year, he scores a goal, takes his shirt off, but he's got an identical shirt on underneath. Is that what you're asking?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Good question. It's a great question.
It happened. Sheffield United player did it. That's exactly what he did.
No way.
Yeah.
And what happened?
The referee booked him. He said he got booked, for taking his shirt off.
Why?
And he'd got an identical shirt underneath.
How can you book him, though? Because he took your shirt off?
He took his shirt off, yeah.
That's the law, right? He's taking your shirt off. That's the law. Not you can have one underneath.
I had one years ago in the UEFA Cup, and the guy scored in the last minute of extra time to win this game. And he took his shirt off and he went hurtling around the track, around the pitch. The bloke said to me, "What are you going to do about that?" I said, "He'll be back eventually." When he come back, he just held his shirt up with a number on it for me.
Just so you could book him?
He just didn't give a tinker's cuss, did he?
Yeah. There's a famous one, actually, isn't there? That the Sergio Aguero goal. The Aguero?
Yeah.
He had been booked in that game.
Yeah.
Yet he took it.
No way.
So
he should have been sent off.
He should have been sent off.
Wouldn't have bothered him, though, would it?
Well, I mean...
It was a last kick.
Last kick. Well, literally, right? Yeah. But even so... Apply the letter of the law, you lot.
I wasn't the ref.
Yeah, bottled it.
For once.
Bottled it. Yeah. That would have been brilliant. After that whole big moment, he gets sent off. In that, I mean, fair play. Who's the ref? Do you remember?
Was it Mike Dean?
Can you imagine?
Like, fair play to the ref there, though, to be like, I can't book you because that is euphoric, right?
He probably forgot about it.
Yeah, like, you're not even...
Because he couldn't believe the game he was involved in, the most iconic games ever in English football.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. You got any scenarios for Derm?
I have got a scenario for you, Derm, all right?
Here we go.
This is going to be bizarre,
there's a guy with a false arm. At centre half, okay?
Jeez.
At centre half, and the ball comes in, and a bloke heads it, and the goalkeeper's at no man's land. The bloke takes his false arm off, throws it towards the goal, and it diverts the ball behind for a corner. What do you give? Handball for a penalty, a corner, or a card? What you doing there, Derm?
Right. I actually know the answer to this.
There's not an answer for this.
It can't be handball, can it?
It can't be handball.
He's taking his arm off.
Yeah. Handball, penalty, yellow card for the goalie. The only reason I know the answer to this is because somebody asked me once, they said, goalkeeper's got a Lucasade bottle. And
No, he's not the goalkeeper.
No.
The defender throws his arm.
Yeah, but it's an extension to his arm, isn't it?
Well, it's not, because it's not on his arm anymore.
Well, but
What is it?
penalty.
For handball?
Penalty for handball. No corner.
No, like,
Yellow-
when
yellow
he takes
card
the
for the
false
goal.
leg off, throws it. That's great defending.
Great defending.
Throws it towards the near post. What are you giving then?
Oh, dear. I'm giving him an Oscar. Chase, you need to get out more thinking of stuff like this.
Oh, dear. Let's go to John. He's a Spurs fan. John?
Hey, hello, boys.
All
How
right,
are
John,
you,
boy.
John? You good?
AKA Stokesy, yes, boys, yeah.
All right, Stokesy.
Boys, love it as always. Sorry to make it a bit more serious now.
Go on.
Boy, it drives everyone I know, all my mates, the man in the pub, the street. You just said earlier about it's now black and white. So the offside rule. Oh, boys, it's
What's the matter with
it's like they're trying to disallow goals. Surely a few years ago when they went back to when it was level, if you were level, anywhere near level, you was onside. So in other words, give the benefit of the doubt to the attacker.
I know, but it left grey areas, though. That's the problem. They've taken the grey area away from it, haven't they, really?
Yeah, but still, though, Jamie, that means... So, in other words, do I hear Jason say tonight, because I didn't see the football tonight, if someone's toe was offside or their foot, that they're saying that's offside? Like it has been for the last year or two. But that's ridiculous. It's spoiling it all. It's driving fans, people mad.
I don't know if it is. I don't think it's the offside rule that's driving people mad. I think they've come to terms with the fact that that's the rule. We've got semi-automated.
No,
You know the deal, and that's it. Like, if you're offside and it's a toe, then you just have to go suck it up and accept it.
It was brought in for, boys, surely. We've had this before. You've got to give the benefit of the doubt to the attacker.
What's okay? What's the margin, right? Of
your whole body, Jace. Just make it your whole body.
Your whole body's got to be. Sorry, what do you mean?
You'd say like daylight between the defender and the
basically
attacker.
Daylight. Yeah, that's right.
No, that's too much.
So if I'm going that way and you're going that way, but my leg's onside.
Yeah. Sorry,
can't
like
have
that.
No? Don't work, though?
I don't think that one. I'll tell you why. Because defenders then, it's good defending to catch a player offside. If he's going that way and you're stepping up and you time it perfectly, he's offside. That's good defending. What you're now saying is defenders to drop deeper. And I'm just thinking that you're creating a different
Jace,
game.
when you're both level, mate, like you're the defender and the centre forward's coming up against you, and he's obviously going to be leaning his head and his neck forward to head the ball because he's heading it towards goal.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they're making that offside because they're sort of saying his shoulders and his head and his neck was offside. Do you see what I mean?
No,
Because you're pushing it out. But things like that, it drives all the fans mad. Well, I wouldn't go a lot. I've been asked to go quite a few away games, but I won't travel all the way up north and spend all that money, and it turns out someone's, because he's size 14, his shoes, his toenails are offside. I'm not spending all that money knowing
Stokesy,
I've seen
come
a
on, matey.
perfectly good goal
Come
for
on,
someone's
Stokesy.
toenails.
Just support your team, mate. Come on.
No, give the benefit of the doubt to the forward. It's an entertainment.
Do you know what I think we could do? And I've had a few people mention this. If it's the foot offside, I think you can play on. If there's any other part, so the foot's offside, that's fine. If his chest, head, any other part that can score his knee, okay, there's that. There, I think covers that. So tonight's goal, if you were to change it or tweak it, the goal stands.
That's. Do you remember? I suggested that to you. I said it's called football, so therefore go on the feet. And the reason I thought that, I asked Righty why so many forwards were given offside, and he said it's because they arc their bodies. He said they arc the run. As soon as you see the ball coming, you're leaning forward. He said that's why there's so many upper body offside. And that I thought, well, if the feet are the defining matter because it's football, that'd be a good idea. But they won't have it, will they? The law is if it's a part of your body that could score,
you're off. You're off.
I
mean, there has to be a point where you go offside, onside, hasn't there? There's got to be a point where how far back do you take it? The laces.
I like the feet rule. I do like.
Quite good,
I like the feet rule. If your feet are onside,
and you've got a definite start point,
and you've got a definite start point, like my feet are there, and you're leaning that way, and as you said, strikers make that run, but they know my feet are onside. I think that could be a good start because you've got to have a start point, right?
Absolutely.
You have to have somewhere to put the line.
Boys.
Yeah, definitely.
But it ain't going to happen, is it, Dom?
No.
Ain't happening.
Oh!
Stokes ain't going anywhere then following his club, is he?
Oh, God!
Yeah. Stokesy, thanks for your call, mate. Keep them coming in. You've got a question for Derm, you've got some scenarios. Give us a call, 03 717 22 3344. You're listening to the Sports Bar on talkSPORT. Me, Jamie O'Hara, and Jason Cundy. We've got Derm alongside us. You want to have a chat with him? Give us a call. 03717 223344. Let's go to Kenny. He's a Charlton fan. All right, Ken?
All right, Kenny.
Evening, guys. How's it going?
All right, Ken. You good?
Yes, I'm good, thank you.
How's the theatre going, Ken? You got anything lined up?
Going great, thank you. I'm still rehearsing for Little Shop of Horrors with my local theatre group. Yeah.
You're still rehearsing? What, you not got it? What, you not started yet?
Yeah, we've started rehearsals. It's basically a long rehearsal process, and the actual dates will be 31st of July and the 2nd of August.
Right.
So,
okay.
Yeah, they're exciting times.
Right, okay. Wait, what part you playing, remind us?
Audrey 2, The Plant. Feed me.
That's the one. Yeah.
You got a question for Derm, Ken?
Yes, I do, yes. Well, first of all, 1 point for Derm. One particular memory I have of Derm was when he made a decision back in May 2003 to send off Dean Kiley against Fulham.
Was it a shocker?
And it was a pretty high professional foul on Louis Saha, which awarded Fulham a penalty, and John lost 1-0 that day. So...
It's a bit of a grudge there by any chance, Ken.
Right. Well, was it a sending off?
It was a sending off. Dean Kiley had to.
So he got the right decision.
The right decision, yeah.
So what are you moaning about then?
What? No, I'm not moaning. Just one particular memory that
I
sparked
see.
to mind.
So you phoned up to praise Derm?
Yeah, pretty much. not only that, but I have a question for Derm. So, Derm, which referee are you most impressed with, and which referee do you have a polarised view about, and which referee are you least impressed with?
That's 3 questions, Ken.
They're all loaded as well.
Yeah. I mean, come on. Come on. Do your best.
I think some of the referees coming through are very impressive. I think they're the future. I think Lewis Smith is a very impressive referee coming through. There's a few referees. There's 6 referees been taken onto the Premier League on the supplementary list next year. I think that's very, very impressive that they've suddenly broke through, and there's going to be new blood flowing through. We're given more games in the Premier League. I think that's a great initiative. It's not really fair for me to criticise a referee and say I'm not impressed with them because...
all mates, aren't they? They're all mates, Ken. Ken, they'll stick together. Do you know what I mean?
We all have our bad days, don't we? I mean, we were talking about mine earlier.
No, but come on.
Because I was here at 7, remember? We were talking about it till 9:30.
We were.
Listen, Ken, you're not getting that out of him, mate.
No, it's a bit of a... Yeah, I don't expect Derm to throw his mates under a bus.
These new referees, though, Derm, it's a good question, right? Are they... I'm guessing they're a new kind of era of referees, with some new modern referees, different to the old way of refereeing, with they got to be VAR and the way they track the game and things like that. I'm sure, is there a good programme, do you think, coming through of being able to teach these new referees?
Yeah, I think the ERDP, the Elite Referee Development Programme, has been a brilliant initiative. It's tracking referees from early, even now to the non-league referees, looking at them, get them through to the Football League, getting Football League referees, onto the Championship last year. Now these 6 guys on the supplementary list for the Premier League. I think it's brilliant because in my day it was like you're there for a season. If you do any good, you might be promoted. If you're not, you're there for another season. And you didn't have that progression. Like when you were players, you were on a youth team and suddenly you're outstanding. You get promoted very, very quickly. You don't have to go through all this thing. And I think that's a good thing about it. You don't stagnate.
Yeah. Right, Ken, thanks for your call.
Cheers, Kenny.
You're welcome. Take care then.
Cheers, good luck with the old rehearsals.
Yeah, let's go to Tom. He's a Birmingham fan. All right, Tom?
Right, Tommy, what?
How are you, lads? You okay?
All right, Tom, you?
Yeah, it's not too bad. I've got a couple of questions for Dermot. I'm going to test him. The 1956 FA Cup final
Before I was born.
was Birmingham City against Manchester City. When the referee started the game, what was he missing that most referees have?
A whistle?
Guys,
No, he had his whistle.
was it his cards? Did he have to go back in and get his cards?
And I didn't have cards then, did I?
Did they not?
It-
I don't know.
We didn't have cards in 1958. I mean, it's ain't Sean Wallace we got on, Tom. Do you know what I mean? This is Derm.
It was his arm. He only had one arm.
The referee only had one arm.
He left his...
The referee, he was in an accident of a child and he lost his arm. His name was Alf Bond. He only had one arm.
So hold on. So he had a prosthetic arm, and he forgot it.
I don't think he had any arm. I think he just had the. I think he just refereed with the one we have. And the pictures I've seen, I don't think he just had the stump.
What's the question, Tom? Is there a question, or is it just a fact you're stating?
Well, probably I was going to say, what was he missing when he started the game? Sorry, but
I thought you said he left something in the dressing room.
Just Dermot.
Well, there wasn't much chance of getting that, was there?
Has he ever known a player send the referee off?
No, Gazza got a yellow card, didn't he?
Yeah, Gazza done it.
Gazza got a yellow. Yeah. He gave the ref a yellow card.
Didn't a referee once send off his assistant?
Are you serious?
Yeah, I thought you had this conversation about someone sending off his assistant.
Oh, I didn't know that.
No?
No.
Okay, well, I've got that one wrong then. I've got 19 FA Cup, 56 FA Cup.
Full of garbage. Yeah, he's just coming out with stats.
I'm pretty sure he sent off
just making up stats. Do you know what I mean?
I'm trying to find the referee in the game, right? Where's the team?
Let's go to James, who's a Chelsea fan. James?
Hi, Jamie. You right, mate?
I'm good, James. How are you?
All right, Jimbo.
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. Great show as always, guys.
Thanks, mate. Go on, you got a question for Dan?
Yeah, it kind of ties into what Kenny was speaking about before. And
I wasn't born in 56.
And Derm has kind of touched on it by talking about the progression and the route for Premier League referees today. But my question for Derm is, obviously we have a Premier League where we have foreign managers, foreign players, and they're all the best in class. Is it time, with the substandard level of referees in the Premier League, which I think most fans would admit, is it time that we started recruiting the top referees from UEFA and FIFA for our Premier League?
Have you seen some of the refereeing in the Club World Cup? Are you saying they're better than ours?
I think there's probably a handful that we could poach that have got really good track records. I'm not saying all of them are great, but we could get the elite of the elite.
Yeah.
Good question, but I would say collectively the Premier League is the strongest refereeing list in the world. And evidence of that is when I refereed on FIFA. If I went out in the Champions League on a Wednesday, most of the English teams were playing in their competitions. When you go back on a Saturday to any of the Premier League grounds, the first thing it says, "Oh, thank goodness you're refereeing today. We were out in Spain last week. We had a referee from so-and-so." And that's when they welcome you back, because they realise that it's not, the grass isn't always green on the other side, seriously. I could tell you 4 or 5 outstanding referees in Europe, no doubt about that. They could stand up in the Premier League. But you go outside the big hitters, Germany, Spain, Italy, France, and you couldn't tell me many referees that had really lasted in the Premier League a long, long time.
Me and Cundy watch Champions League games, Europa League games, Conference League games, and I mean, we're always saying it. Some of these refs are awful.
Yeah.
Awful.
And can you imagine how that would look, right? So there's so much criticism of them not having enough English players in teams, English managers on the bench. Yeah. Can you imagine if all of a sudden we start going outside?
Foreign refs.
Foreign refs.
Yeah,
I mean, where do you start? Foreign owners, foreign players.
He'll probably open the door.
Yeah, I just don't think that's going to... It's never going to work.
I don't think it's necessary.
No.
Honestly, I don't.
Just get better refs.
You wait until a referee comes over. Let's we poach one from Italy, right? You wait till he makes a bad call. And it'll happen. Because every ref makes a bad call.
Yeah. Don't more than most. Let's go to Carl, who's a Chelsea fan. Carl?
All right, Carl.
Hi, guys. Great show, as always, yeah. I've got a question for Dermot. Once I was playing football, and I got booked because I didn't hear the whistle. But how does a referee know if I've heard the whistle or not?
Sorry, what level were you playing?
Hold on, where were you playing? At Wembley?
Grassroots.
Well, you playing Sunday League football, you didn't hear the whistle?
No, what happened was, so I've gone through on goal and I've shot.
Yeah.
And then the referee has pulled me and booked me.
What, for having a shot after the whistle?
Off, yeah, but I didn't hear the whistle, so how does he know if I've heard the whistle?
Did everybody else hear the whistle?
One of the players said he didn't hear the whistle.
That wasn't my question. I said, did everybody else hear it?
Yeah, no.
I feel like you're lying.
Carl, you don't.
I feel like you're lying here, Carl.
Be honest with us, Carl.
Come on, mate.
No, I am being
Carl.
honest.
Mate, you heard the whistle, man. You just wanted to try and rifle one in the top bin, didn't you?
That's exactly what's happened.
Come on,
Carl.
you're playing Sunday League. You've been put through, and you're thinking, you know what? I'm gonna smash this anyway.
Smash it top corner.
Yeah.
Where did the shot go, by the way?
I went over the roof, Rose
Can they argue that though, Derm? Because I guess in a big environment in the Premier League, and it's loud and there's an atmosphere, and because you do see it happen, right? They kick the ball away.
Well, Robbie Van Persie.
Well, no, what about Trossard done it, didn't he? Right? Do you remember Trossard and last Man City got sent off for it, second year, and he kicked it away, and he said, "I didn't hear."
Oh, yeah.
How can you determine that he hasn't heard?
I think referees whistle loud enough for everybody now, don't they?
It was Van Persie, I think. Was it away at Milan or Barca? Do you remember he got sent off?
Yeah, he got sent off. That was at Nou Camp.
Yeah.
It was Nou Camp, right?
Yeah, that was harsh.
That's right, mate. In a crowd like that, he's going through, and literally the whistle goes as he's pulling back his foot.
Yeah, it wasn't even a big whistle, that, was it?
No.
It was like
terrible.
just a little...
Here's a question for you, right? Because all different, with disabilities play football. How, when you're deaf, how do you play football? How do you referee that? Because, obviously the disability they have is they can't hear. How does that work?
I think they're not totally deaf, though, are they? There's parts of it, whatever.
I don't know.
It's difficult. I've refereed games with people with disabilities, and it is difficult because you have to referee to their level rather than them play to yours.
Yeah.
It's not possible. I think that's the secret of refereeing as well. Is the referee the level you're playing at? That's what the referee's got to do. You can't referee like in the Premier League on a Sunday morning.
That does sound a bit harsh, sending him off because he didn't hear the ball. The referees, the whistle.
Yeah. It's Sunday League. Yeah, it does sound a bit harsh. It does sound harsh. I know, but I guarantee he's sounding like one of them. He's just an idiot, isn't he? You just go, you know what, I'm going to smash this. They might have been winning 1-0, 5 minutes to go.
That's exactly what's happening.
He's at Hackney Marshes, and he's go, you know what, I'm going to try and kick as far away as possible as I can. I didn't hear, ref. I didn't hear.
You're not getting away with that.
Not getting away with that one, are you? All right, keep your calls coming in. We've got some scenarios for Dermot 717 22 344. You're listening to the Sports Bar on talkSPORT with talkSPORT Bet. Download the new talkSPORT Bet app today. 18 plus. Began with a dog. Yeah, you are listening to the Sports Bar on talkSPORT. Me, Jamie O'Hara, Jason Cundy. We've got Dermot Gallagher, former Premier League referee, alongside us. And as he's in here, we might as well ask him some questions. He's right next to us, and our new feature, Whistleblower. Got your whistle out, Tom? Right, we're going to just throw some random questions at you, and you just maybe try and give us an opinion on it. Have you got questions as well? You've got them in front of you. Okay. Do referees swap shirts with players?
No, I don't think the players want my shirt, would they?
No, but would you want someone else's shirt?
Not particularly, no.
Was there any player that you would want to swap shirts with?
Looking back, I'd have liked to have had a shot of Zinedine Zidane because I think he's probably the best player I've ever refereed.
Yeah.
Wasn't to be.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look great, does it?
Swapping shirts with a player.
You're walking back to your dressing room and you've got a Zidane shirt and you give him 2 penalties.
Well, you wouldn't do it. Yeah, you wouldn't do it in the game, would you? You'd maybe go and ask someone.
Could you imagine a referee offering his shirt to a player?
Yeah.
I don't think that's the last.
You know what?
I
think I'd take it.
Would you really?
Yeah, I think I'd like a referee shirt, and get him to sign it.
I'll bring you one in next time.
I want a referee shirt. I want a Dermot Gallagher referee shirt.
I'll bring one in.
Here's a question for you. We're in the Premier League now, right? Do you have to take your own kit home and wash it and bring it next week, or is it there for you?
You do have to take it home and wash it and bring it home next week. Yeah.
You're in charge of your own kit?
Yeah.
Shambles.
Have you ever forgotten anything?
I forgot my boots once at Chelsea. A bloke brought me in a pair of boots. I said, I need a size 8 boots. And he brought them in. They were filthy as anything. And the assessor was still, I'm going to get nailed here. I said, I can't wear them. Anyhow, back he went out, come back in, they're all polished. And the assessor went, and he can get somebody to polish his boots. Someone's done well.
Forgot your boots. Has there ever been a ridiculous reason a player has disagreed with a decision?
Oh, where do you want me to start?
Go on. What's the worst one, the most ridiculous one?
Every penalty I've ever given has been ridiculous, honestly. And I didn't give that many, but I just come to the conclusion that was the worst thing you do. If you give a penalty as a referee, nobody ever agrees with it off the defending side.
Do you know what, right? So, I don't know where Jay agrees this, but I didn't watch many of my games back. But whenever I did and I gave a foul away, at the time, I genuinely felt it wasn't a foul. No, honest, genuinely. Yet when I look back on it, I go, what have I thought I've seen and done that's not a foul, if you're honest with yourself? So I think in the heat of the moment, you genuinely feel, I got the ball.
I got sent off against Udinese, Di Natale, second yellow, snapped him, right? But I thought I got the ball. And when I've watched it back, I'm nowhere near the ball. Like, nowhere near it. And you can see one day Ramos is trying to get me off the pitch before I make the tackle. Chris Gunter's literally waiting there to come on the pitch, right? And I snapped Di Natale, and you just see one day Ramos go like that. And I watch it back, I go, I've got the ball. I phone me dad. I was, Dad, I got the ball. He went, Jamie, you're nowhere near the ball, mate. You're nowhere near the ball.
It's true. So I think a lot of those where the players genuinely protest, I have a little bit of sympathy with them because you genuinely feel, I felt the ball, but you look back, you go, what was I thinking? What was I seeing?
If a player is wearing a wig and they get their hair pulled, is it still an offence?
That's a great question. That's a great question.
Is he running away with it in his hand?
Well, he grabs it. Just the wig comes off. It's a great question, Del.
I think the referee just burst out laughing, wouldn't he? I wouldn't know what to do. Would I just be so shocked?
Well, but I mean, it's a good question, though.
Yeah,
it is.
I think, you know,
that's like
it's not his hair, is it?
That's like the double shirt, isn't it? You know.
So you're giving a pen?
Not for pulling his hair. It's got me in the box, though, hasn't it?
Of course.
If a player's boots come off, right, it flies off, and the ball hits it and goes in the net, is that a goal?
No, it wouldn't be because he's got to wear his boots, hasn't he? It's gone in off his boot like that. Being outside agent because it's not on the pitch, is it? It's not part of him then.
But you just said the arm was an extension.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's done as
you're contradicting yourself.
That's done as an offence to.
All right. What about then? What about if? Okay, the wig he hit. Right.
Here we go.
His wig comes off. His wig comes off.
Yeah.
Right. And literally just about to head it. The wig heads the ball into the goal.
Yeah.
Is it a goal?
Is it a goal?
Oh, you'd give a goal out of devilment, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Can you pick your boot up and throw it at the ball?
No.
You get away with that.
You take your arm off? If you had a false arm and throw it at the ball?
Shouldn't be throwing anything at the ball.
Yeah, we're getting silly.
Oh, dear. We are getting silly, aren't we? We're getting silly. Let's ask Wayne. He's a Man United fan. Wayne?
All right, Wayne.
Hey, how you doing, boys?
All right,
Wayne. You all right?
Yeah, I'm sound as a pound, mate. Just doing me trucking up the M6, and you two, by far, is the best show on this talkSPORT ever. It's mint. I love it.
Thank you, mate.
Thanks, Wayne.
Top man, mate.
Can I ask you a question? How you doing, Dermot? You all right, mate?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you.
Brilliant, thanks. I've got a question for you. Being a Stretford ender, I'm glad Mike Riley's not on. Right, so, My question for you is, Mike Bradley, in the Mighty Red's opinion, is the worst referee we have ever seen. We've had a few stinkers. We were getting a whooping City like you do one Sunday. That everything was going wrong. You were getting decisions wrong. He was having a nightmare, and we were ripping him to shreds. So, as we were ripping him like you do, we're getting worse. But we carried on. So my question to you is, you've got 70,000 mad United fans having a go at you. I know you keep the game true to what you've got to do. I understand that. Personally, did it ever get to you? What would you feel at the end of the game walking off? Did it have any reflect on the game? You've got the Stretford end ripping you to shreds.
Actually, I found it harder to referee on the local parks because when you've got 70,000 people, it's just a cacophony of noise. You don't realise. But when you're on the local parks, there's 6 people there and one gets stuck into you, it's almost personal. So that's what really got to
It can affect referees, though. You can see referees lose a game, can't you? And you can see the crowd and you get flustered, right? You got flustered.
Yeah, I think, you might lose a little bit of concentration, but the referees now are so coached into how to steel themselves over that, They've got psychologists and everything. I think they're better prepared. That's the thing now. There's never been a better prepared referee that goes on the field now.
Do you think, right, because answer this how you want, but I'm sure, because me and him talk about it all the time, and loads of people do, even in a game out. Do you think that happens with referees? Have you ever you thought, I've given a soft pen there, I know I've given a soft pen, and then another soft thing happens at the other end, and you go, I'm going to give that.
I think that's the worst thing you can do, isn't it? Is try and if you think,
it happens though, right?
I think the perception is it happens. I mean, we had that perception tonight, didn't we? That the penalty was given for the handball for Norway. She missed it, goes up the other end, and she gives a handball for a foul. I think she got bailed out because it was offside, made the penalty reverse because I just didn't think it was a penalty, and that was our view then, wasn't it? That maybe this
people have that view though, but the referees have that view.
No, they seem to think that this judgment in isolation, but it is a perception of certain people. Yeah.
Any more questions? Any got a scenario before we let Derm go?
I think better let Derm go. He's got a train to catch the poor thing. I have to keep him a little bit longer though.
I know. We'll get you back in. Look, we've got a full switchboard here for you, Derm. Look, they love it. It's when I'm bury you. Derm, you're a star, mate.
Cheers,
thanks for coming on, mate.
I'll speak to you next season. Have a good summer.
Yeah. Right, we're going to do Transfer Tavern next. Who's going to be on their way this summer? You're listening to the Sports Bar on talkSPORT with talkSPORT Bet. Download the new talkSPORT Bet app today. 18+. BeGamWare.org.
Cricket balls are red, baseballs are white, American footballs are brown, and tennis balls are yellow. We don't even think about it really, but the story behind the tennis ball is actually quite interesting and even involves Sir David Attenborough. I know. Well, here's the tale. Tennis is widely known to be a French sport. It dates back to the 12th century when people used handmade balls, and it was then called tennis, which is the verb to hold in French. And people used some pretty wacky material to make the balls with: cork, wool, chalk, animal fur, and even human hair. A few centuries on, Germany got dead into the tennis too, but wanted to make a few modifications to the ball to make it a bit more effective. Around this time, an American chemist had just created something called vulcanized rubber. Out of that, people started developing air-filled rubber balls, which were properly bouncy, but either red or grey in colour. These were manufactured in Melton Mowbray. That's right, the home of the pork pie. One problem, the balls kept on breaking on impacts with the racket. The call of "new balls please" seemingly coming over every other point. Step forward English lawyer and tennis enthusiast John Moyer Heathcote, who suggested balls be covered in flannel to stop them from degrading. And thus the modern-day tennis ball was born. But these were white or black, so how did they become yellow? Well, in 1967, the controller of BBC Two, one Sir David Attenborough, decided the corporation should show Wimbledon on colour TV. He got his wish, and it was wide into people's homes across the country. The only sticking point: the white balls were nearly impossible to see on the screen. So the International Tennis Federation, sensing an opportunity, started developing a new ball that would be visible even without the need for 4K LED displays. Not that anyone had that in the late 60s. After rigorous testing, they came up with the colour optic yellow and decided every ball be coated in that colour from there on in. And there you have it. Tennis balls are yellow, all because Sir David Attenborough wanted to watch Wimbledon from the comfort of his own front room. You could say the ITF aced it.
Yeah, good evening. You are listening to the Sports Bar on talkSPORT. I'm Jamie O'Hara, and as always, I'm joined by Jason Cundy. Still to come, do a little midnight triv. We'll do that obviously at midnight. You can help us out. 03717 223344. But first, it's time for the Transfer Tavern with talkSPORT Bet.
Bring it on with talkSPORT Bet. From weekly broadcast boosts to lucky dips and brilliant bet builders, bring it on at talksportbet.com. 18+gambleaware.org.
This is the Transfer Tavern.
Yeah, welcome to the Transfer Tavern on the Sports Bar. Myself and Cundy popping in to hear the punters of any gossip for us.
All right, darling. A couple of cheeky tequilas for you.
All right, Cundy. All right, O'Hara. I love your bar. Oh, I'd love a drink as well. Yeah, I'll tell you what I'll have. I'll have a screwball, but make sure you put loads of cream in it. I love it when I've got all that cream going down the back of my throat. So yeah, load up. Make it a double, actually. Cheers, boys.
Who's that sitting alone in the corner? Is that talkSPORT's football correspondent, Ollie Clink?
Oh, you're right, lads. How you doing?
All right, Clinky. Cheer up, son.
I've just seen you two in the pub.
How's the foot?
Yeah, it's all right, Cundy. It's still not getting that much better.
What's he done to his foot? Remind us.
I rolled my ankle when I was scoring a penalty pass there with Van der Sar at Soccer Aid training. That was it. Yeah. I actually saw O'Hara in the pub yesterday, and I had my massive boot on, and he just went, "You all right, Clink?"
Well, I'm not going to look at your feet, am I? Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to notice a boot on you. I'm just going to look at you. All right, mate. How are you? I'm not going to notice a boot.
Cheers, mate. Though. Yeah. Good to see you.
What you got for us? What's the first big story?
Should we start with a bit of Marcus Rashford? Because we understand there's a bit of interest from Bayern Munich in him. Barcelona are also exploring getting him. He's on the list of targets for both of those clubs. They both thought he was decent for Villa, so that they're really impressed by him. But Leroy Sané's going to Galatasaray as well. So I think if he went to Bayern Munich, there'd be less competition. Because if you think about it, at Barcelona, you've got Rafinha. They might bring in Nico Williams as well. So, yeah, I reckon this would be an amazing move, though, right, for Rashford, given his form over the last couple of seasons.
Does it feel a bit like Rashford's like telling everyone to come and get him more than they're going to get him? Because it feels like he's like begging it a little bit. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do know what you mean. We know that he really wants Barcelona. I mean, that's the one that he's most keen on.
But
did that video, didn't he? When
Barcelona
he was talking about
want him?
Yeah, well, I mean, they are looking at it as an option. The only thing is, though, Jay, I just don't know about the game time. But does Rashford mind about that? Does he just want to go to a club with that much prestige?
I think he just wants to be a big, like everyone does. And you back yourself, I guess, if you're confident, you're playing enough. There's a lot of football to play. Barcelona got a lot of games.
Yeah.
Clinky, listen, I saw you in the pub yesterday as well. You were guzzling down those free talkSPORT drinks. What'd you fancy now, mate? What'd you fancy?
Here's your round of Hugo Roddy Jaeger bombs, fellas.
Go on, what else you got? First, I got you your drink, now give us a scoop.
All right. What about Ousmane Diomande to Crystal Palace? He's a centre-back. He's going to cost around 47 million. He's 21. He's very highly rated from Sporting Lisbon, being chased by a number of big clubs, probably Chelsea because they're trying to sign everyone. But yeah, I feel like this would be a bit of a coup for Palace. But also, obviously, it raises the question about Guéhi's future because we know that he's only got a year left on his contract. He's not going to sign a new one. If he runs that contract down, we know that Barca and Bayern, who we've just been talking about, would also be interested in grabbing Guéhi on a free. So it's whether he might think, well, if I just run this down, I could get a huge move.
And get a huge move.
Or Palace will go.
Tough decision, that. What do you do there, Jace? You got a year left in your contract, and you could go to. Newcastle will pay 50, 60 million for you. You go to Newcastle and it's a really good move. Or you sit it out, play the season out of Crystal Palace on what you're on, but then you could get the move to Bayern Munich.
Well, basically saw something similar with Trent, right? But I think Trent knew a year ago.
Yeah.
That so I think he's been tapped up and he's waiting for the biggest club in the world, right?
Yeah.
So that's the dream move. It's a tough one, mate, because loss of form. Injury.
I know.
There's all sorts of factors that could come into it.
Yeah.
I think if Newcastle come in now and the deal is right, I'd
take the deal now.
I think I would, mate.
Yeah.
I think I would.
I think I agree with you. It's hard. It's hard to turn it down, isn't it? But in your head, you go, oh.
Yeah. So
if you go to Newcastle and then Bayern Munich say, oh, we would have had you, or you don't get injured, or you are playing well.
Of course.
You go, have I missed out on the dream?
So what? So listen, what is that? So how much Newcastle going to offer? Have you? So we say 50 million. Are you saying that's where they're going?
Well, this is the thing. So Liverpool are actually also linked with
they
him,
are.
but they're saying that they won't pay around 45 million even for him. Because the thing is, Palace are in a bit of a tricky situation because these clubs now know he's only got a year left. He's not signing a new one. So obviously his price is going to plummet. So, with the way that Newcastle have been putting bids in, I think they went for, 70 last summer. It's going to be nowhere near that, is it? If it is Liverpool and Newcastle. So, yeah, here's a tricky one for Palace. I feel like if they got, 35 for him, I feel like they've still done well.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing, right? Crystal Palace kept hold of Mark Guéhi, they win the FA Cup. So they are justified in saying that we had our price, he helped us win the FA Cup.
Yeah. Got us in Europe.
They've got Europe next season, right?
Yeah.
So who knows what can happen?
Yeah.
They might, what if they go on and do something ridiculous and win the Europa League? What if they do that and then he leaves on a free? You're saying, do you know what? Well worth keeping Mark Guéhi because he's been more valuable to us this season than winning a major European trophy.
Yeah.
So
I hear you. Yeah. I hear you. I'll get another one for you, Ollie.
Hope you've got room for a couple of dirty Martinellis, lads.
Chelsea, what's going on with them? They signed another 15 players?
Yeah, well, they've confirmed João Pedro today. It's worth £60 million on an 8-year contract.
It's outrageous.
He's the 18th attacker, Jay, to join the Blues since the new ownership. They've spent 560 million just on forwards. They've also spent 263 million just on Brighton players as well. But yeah, I mean, it's 30 goals in 70 games. Is he a needle mover?
Well, we need a player on the left, because the problem we've got out there, Sancho, he had to go back off loan. Then we got Mudryk, he's probably got a 2-year ban, I'm guessing. Yeah. But I'd say a minimum. So that left-hand side has become a bit of an issue. Ronnie played out there. I think we might see players leave. That would not surprise me if those players can't keep stocking them, right?
We are stocking up though, do you know what I mean? You're making is João Pedro any better than what Pedro Neto could do out on the left? Madueke?
Yeah.
Is he any better than Madueke?
I don't know. Well, where is his best position?
I don't know if it's on the left.
I don't think it is off the left. I don't think it is. What I'm saying, in the area that he wants to play, I think he's probably a second striker, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. So also,
Jace. Then maybe we'll have Carl Palmer play out on the left, which he did the other night.
They've signed Gittins, though, as well, who's a left winger.
Yeah, that's the two
again,
we need.
They're just loading up, aren't they?
I mean, Noni Madueke's been linked with a move away, and that's something, keep an eye on that.
I like Madueke.
I like Madueke, mate. I wouldn't want to see him move, but something's got to happen. But you can't keep piling them up on the wide areas.
But it's just so strange. You're spending all this money, and I look at the team and I go, it's not any better.
We don't know, do you?
But it's not, though, is it? João Pedro is not going to be Mohamed Salah.
No, but
right? Do you know what I mean?
Well, you don't know.
He's not Florian Wirtz. No. He ain't. He's not going to be.
No, but they paid 100. They've paid.
I know, but the amount of money you've spent, you might as well have spent 100 million. Well, got that one player who you guarantee is going to beat your better team.
Yeah, but that's against the wage structure.
Oh, the wage structure. What are you talking about?
I know, but
you gave Brighton 240 million.
Look. Casado. But Brighton do things well, mate.
I know, but you got Brighton. You've got 3 Brighton players.
I think we've got more than that, haven't we?
No, it's ridiculous.
I think we've got more than that.
£240 million to Brighton.
No. Keep spending, I say. Keep getting your chequebook out,
I just don't get it. I don't get it.
Well, how about you get your chequebook out?
Yeah, I know, mate, but it's just outrageous. I get Casado, right? You spend 100 million on him, you come in, you guarantee he's your best player.
Yeah.
Right?
Cucurella, mate.
Gittins, Pedro.
We're fine down,
all these, all the lot you signed. João Felix, he went on loan after 3 months.
Right, 12 months ago, everyone was saying the same thing. Finished 4th, won a major European trophy. We're in the quarterfinals of the Club World Cup, right?
You signed another 15 players.
The noise was quiet last season. I didn't hear anyone saying this when we finished 4th.
I know, but
the noise I was hearing round Christmas. Where are they now?
Just sign one player, crying out loud.
Just buy Brighton. We're called Chelsea and Over Albion.
The Chelsea Seagulls.
Chelsea and Over Albion.
Chelsea Seagulls. It's ridiculous. Oh, dear.
It's amazing.
Right, one more for us before we go, Ollie.
Fancy a few David Ginola and Tonics boys?
Semenyo and Branthwaite. They both signed new deals. I'm a bit gutted on the Semenyo one. I thought Spurs might try and nab him.
Well, that's interesting because, I mean, he signed a new deal. He's at Bournemouth now till the summer of 2030. Obviously had a lot of interest from Spurs. It was going to be 70 million, though, Jay. That is a fair amount for a 25-year-old, too.
It's crazy. It's silly money. Yeah, come on. You can't buy You can buy Nico Williams or something in that sort of price, do you know?
Yeah, or João Pedro.
Yeah. But I do think he's a bit special, the boy.
He is a very decent player. I think he scored 13 last season.
Yeah, he's a bit special. I think we need him.
Yeah, it's a good point. I'm not quite sure. Yeah, well, it's not going to happen now.
70 million is too much. Yeah, 70 million.
It is a bit too much.
It's good business, though, for Bournemouth to keep older players like that. There's a few of them that we circling, and Clivert was another one of those boys that,
they've got a good team, mate. Bournemouth have got a good side.
Yeah, and a good manager.
Clivert, Evan Nilsson, Semenyo. Oh, they've lost Kirkes, but and they've lost Hoyson as well.
Yes, they have defensively is where they might have to. And look, just mention Branthwaite there as well. No, Man United and Chelsea with him not going to go as well.
New 5-year deal for Branthwaite. And actually, when he was talking about it, he said it was because of the ambition of the club and the new owners and the new stadium. And I think that's really important for Everton, really, isn't it? Because, like you said, I mean, there's been long-standing interest from all sorts of clubs in Branthwaite for such a long time. So, yeah, really positive for him, really positive for Everton and their supporters, because he's clearly been sold on that project as well.
Good player, mate. He is. I like him a lot, Branthwaite. I think
to like, isn't there? World Cup year coming up, mate.
Yeah, I think he's one who will definitely step in as the English centre-half.
Yeah.
Ollie, you're a star, mate.
Cheers, Ollie.
Take
Thank
it easy.
you, boys.
Hope that foot gets worse. That was a look at the latest action. Thanks to TalkSport Bet. Terms and conditions apply. 18+. Begin.org.
Bring it on with TalkSport Bet. From weekly broadcast boosts to lucky dips and brilliant bet builders. Bring it on at talksportbet.com. 18+. Gambleaware.org.
Right, up next, we're going to have a bit of fun. Rest of TalkSport. You're listening to the Sports Bar on TalkSport with TalkSport Bet. Download the new TalkSport Bet app today. 18+. Begin.org. Yeah, this is the Sports Bar on TalkSport. Me, Jamie O'Hara, Jason Cundy. Need your calls. Help us out for the midnight triv. 03717 223344. But now, we're just days away from the Lionesses returning to action in the Women's Euros in Switzerland. And TalkSport have you covered throughout the whole tournament.
The Lioness fairy tale has its perfect ending. And let that magic soak your spine.
Totally cherish these moments. You never ever forget these moments.
I think this squad excites me because potentially of what it could achieve.
Our life changed, and we have to adapt to that too.
It's going to be a bit more difficult because they've obviously lost 3 experienced players in Millie Bray, Frank Kirby and Mary Earps.
There's a lot of different personalities within this squad. I think we've got a lot more youth than I've had in previous squads that I've been in.
We think they're the best players in the country and they can contribute to the team performances.
Russo in the area. Russo to finish it!
There's 4 teams that potentially could win it for me: Germany, England, Spain and France.
We all are aware that our group is really, really tough with incredible teams in it.
We've always had a very strong unit at England, and I think it's fair to say that that's probably why our output has been successful over the last couple of years.
We want to go out there and put on a performance. We want to go out there and enjoy ourselves, and make sure everyone at home is proud of us and that we keep inspiring everyone as well.
Every tournament is so different challenges, so we're all very excited to get going, especially now we're in Zurich and ready for the first game.
Now, England Lionesses manager Sarina Wiegman has been speaking to talkSPORT ahead of her side's Women's Euros opener against France on Saturday. She spoke about her side's chances of retaining the title.
Yeah, I find it important to be honest, open, as transparent as I can be. But I truly believe we are really good. The players make the England squad because they're the best, in my opinion, and together with my technical staff, of course. We think they're the best players in the country and they can contribute to the team performances. So I truly believe that. And I think we have an amazing team and we have amazing players. And I would like to bring that together. And that's what I work on every single day.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see how they do. They start their campaign against France this Saturday evening, 8 p.m, live on talkSPORT. Now, there is some huge news in the boxing world. This evening, Turki Al-Sheikh has teased a return to boxing for Tyson Fury. He posted on social media earlier, the Gypsy King will be back. I've talked with him and I have his word to have him in the Riyadh season in 2026. We have a rabbit to hunt. I don't know what he means by that. I'm guessing Usyk is one that he's want to face again, but... Mate, does anyone want to see Tyson Fury Usyk? No one. Sure. No one wants to see that.
I agree with that.
Like, we've moved on.
Yeah. I think the fight we all want to see, mate, is AJ. That's the one that we hopefully should have seen it 3, 4, 5 years ago.
Yeah.
That's when we should have seen it.
Yeah.
But they're still relevant. And it's probably the biggest money spinner out there.
Mate, 100 million each. Yeah. Get it together. Yeah. Get it on.
You don't mind Turki Al-Sheikh, doesn't he? Don't just throwing him, dropping bombs everywhere.
Well, I mean, he's not afraid to.
No, just Ben Eubank the other week, didn't he?
What did he do to Eubank?
He just
said that we're doing that fight.
Yeah, I heard Eddie Hearn talking about it. Just saying, he just found out. He said it's done. They don't know about it. Sort it out. Basically said, "There's enough money, boys. Right? Yeah. Bang your heads together. Yeah. I'll give you the dough.
Yeah, but this is happening.
Just get the deal done.
Yeah, just hurry up about it because it's happening.
All right, and if you're throwing as much money around as he is, and got as much money.
To be fair to him, right? I know people, will moan about it or whatever, and the money side of things, but he has changed boxing. Mm-hmm. We are now seeing the big fights happen all the time.
Yeah,
right, and that's what we've always wanted, right? People we say, why can't you just get that fight on? Like, just make it happen. It don't happen, right? Now we are actually genuinely seeing the best fights all the time.
Hearn and Frank Warren and Eddie Hearn now, the best mates.
Yeah, they're all mates.
Couldn't stand one another. Why?
Yeah.
Well, we'll soften the blow
50
with a
mil?
few. There you go.
Yeah, go on then.
But they're not stupid. They're businessmen. They get the deals done. If there's enough money, right, normally, not in every walk of life, but generally if there's enough money, you can get it done. Right? You can, can't you?
Yeah.
And Turki Al-Sheikh has basically said, there's enough money, I'm going to get it done. I'm going to give the punters what they want. And largely, he has delivered. Because we've, over the last 4 or 5 years, mate, we've seen some of the biggest bouts. The one we haven't seen is Fury AJ.
I want that one.
You know?
That's one where, you go, oh, what a fight. Yeah. To be fair, I'm going to Usyk Dubois on 19th July.
Yeah.
I think Dubois might have a chance,
Everyone thinks, who was saying the other day, was it Spencer? It was Spencer Oliver.
Yeah, I think Dubois is all right, that performance he put against AJ was unbelievable, but I think he's grown in confidence.
100%. He's a better boxer now than he was when he lost to Usyk.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of controversy about whether it was a low blow. We speak to Dan Raff. Dan was adamant it's a low blow. I spoke to plenty, as you have, of boxing aficionados that say it wasn't a low blow. So clearly it was on that in that grey area. He took the count. At the time, Dubois was on top. But look, we will see. Can't wait, matey. Cannot wait. But we'll have to wait and see exactly how this plays out.
Yeah. Well, hopefully they get it done.
Also, Tyson Fury. Sorry, Spencer Oliver said he saw him the other day. And he was out in... Where was he? When he interviewed him, can't remember. He's everywhere.
He's everywhere, Spence, isn't he? Istanbul.
Istanbul, right? He walked past him, see, he's looking fit. So clearly... He's keeping himself in shape.
He's keeping himself in shape, yeah. A reminder this Saturday live from Manchester, ex-super lightweight contender Jack Cattrall moves to welterweight to face unbeaten Harlem Eubank. Available live only on DAZN. Sign up at DAZN.com/boxing.
Boxing update on talkSPORT with DAZN, the global home of boxing. Buy now at DAZN.com/boxing.
Right, the rest of talkSPORT's coming up next.
Cricket balls are red, baseballs are white, American footballs are brown, and tennis balls are yellow. We don't even think about it really, but the story behind the tennis ball is actually quite interesting and even involves Sir David Attenborough. I know, here's the tale. Tennis has its roots in 12th century France when people used to make balls from all sorts. Cork, wool, chalk, animal fur and even human hair. Uniformity was found centuries later when people started making balls out of something called vulcanized rubber, invented in the US. But the balls kept on breaking, so a British
Yeah, this is the record-breaking sports bar on talkSPORT. Myself, Jamie O'Hara, and Jason Cundy, your host. Still to come, got a midnight triv, 03717 22 3344. But first, the British and Irish Lions action continued today as they smashed Queensland Reds in Brisbane, exclusively on talkSPORT.
And here come the Reds down the middle. Bryle, the number 8, big power runner at the side of the scrum. Jeff Allen. Try is given.
I thought the Reds were pretty good. I thought they were aggressive, direct.
Every week we see a little tiny improvement from the Lions. The fluidity in attack.
Jamison gives the puck, picks, goes round the edge, gives to Maro. It's OJ who gets over the line. Lions have their 4th try of the evening.
I need to make sure that my performance is where it needs to be, and I want everyone to play well.
I think there was a load of players today that really stood up and put their hand up for Test selection.
Quickly away by Mitchell once again. Morgan through and will score!
Jack Morgan outstanding. Every breakdown, every tackle, and he carried really, really well.
All over the top, out to the right-hand side, and Gary Ringrose will score in the corner. Simple as that in the end. 1-2, bish, bosh, over the top, in it goes.
That's what good teammates do for one another. They keep pushing the standards for one another, and everyone keeps improving together.
We thought they might win. We probably weren't expecting them to be this dominant. Queensland Reds 12, British and Irish Lions 52.
Yeah, going to be bringing you live commentary of all the 3 test matches plus the warm-up games on talkSPORT. It's the only place on national radio where you can follow all the Lions action. Jace, have we done a British and Irish Lions in football? So, you know, you put all, like, what is it, Ireland, Wales, Scotland, England, put them all together in football. What do you reckon the 11 would be?
Pickford in goal.
Yeah, Pickford. Okay, yeah, I agree, yeah. Trent, right back?
Skelly left back. Skelly left back.
Yeah, definitely Skelly, yeah. Trent?
Trent's in there.
Yeah.
Gay.
Yeah, Gay's a good player.
Yeah, he's in there, mate.
So you got Gay, so you got Pickford, Gay, yeah, Skelly, Trent.
Bellingham's got to be in the middle of the park, mate.
We need another centre half.
Braithwaite.
Braithwaite, yeah, sticks out. Yeah,
Stones.
No, Braithwaite, yeah, I like him. Bellingham.
I'm just trying to think of the Scottish and the other ones. No, Bellingham,
yeah. Who else you got?
Rice.
Rice, definitely. Rice has got to go in there. So you got Bellingham, Rice, yeah.
So how many have we got there from England?
Well, yeah, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got 7. Yeah. Saka.
Saka, 100%.
100% Saka, yeah. Kane.
Kane's got to be up top.
So, yeah. On the
Palmer's got to be in there, mate.
Cole Palmer, number 10?
Well, he's got to be in the conversation, hasn't he?
He's in the convo. Yeah, Palmer, yeah. Palmer.
Gordon on the left.
Do you reckon Gordon?
Yeah,
he's had a good season, Gordon. Yeah, Anthony Gordon. Right, yeah. Right, that's a team.
Excellent.
Yeah, good team. All right, it's time for this. Right, partners. We're horrible. We run through some of the recent moments across the talkSPORT network. Let's start with this afternoon's drive show. Have a listen to Julian, the Liverpool fan. Tell the boys which players he'd like to see his team get rid of in this summer.
Then I've got Enzo.
Okay.
And don't know your thoughts. I've got 25 million for him.
Oh, you paid a lot more for... How much did you pay for him? Crazy money, wasn't it?
Yeah, again.
Who?
Enzo.
Enzo? I'm almost like Enzo.
You talking about your midfielder?
Yeah, the Japanese guy.
Oh, Endo.
Then Kwanzai, obviously, is on his way anyway, by the sounds.
Kwanzai?
I can't remember what they were talking about, but 20 million?
For Kwanzai?
For Gerard, go on, pronounce it properly.
Kwanzaa. Do you know Kwanzaa?
Then I've got Timmy Cass.
Timmy Cass?
Bro, Simmercass.
No, this is amazing.
Making names up there.
That's making that. I didn't even know where he was going with that.
No.
Timmy Cass.
Yeah, I don't know what he's talking.
Did you? I mean, you can go blank on there a little bit, though, can you?
Oh my God! Yeah, I mean, sometimes that's the killer, right? That's the killer when you do an interview. It hasn't happened to me for a while. Where you lose concentration.
Yeah.
And you're doing it, and then I ask the question basically you've asked.
Yeah, no, yeah, I've done that.
And you go, I've just asked that.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, of course you did.
Mate, you know, you did that the other day. I didn't pull you up on it. No, you asked the same question I asked.
Yeah, I've done that a few times.
And to be fair, who was it? I can't remember who it was. And he said, well, and he said, well, earlier on when I said that.
Oh, right. Okay. So he was kind to me.
Yeah, he let you off.
Yeah.
He let you off.
That's the wounder, mate.
Yeah.
You lose concentration. It's like losing a man on a corner.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's exactly that.
And he scores.
And he scores, and you're like. Oh dear! Don't forget the boys will be back on Drive tomorrow afternoon from 4.
Okay, let's head over to the red carpet. The new Heads of State movie now, and talkSPORT's Ollie Clink has been catching up with John Senna.
Can we hear a bit of a Scouse accent from you? If I give you a phrase though, could you try it? I'll tell you what you can try. I want some chicken and a can of Coke.
I want some chicken and a can of Coke.
There we go. As they say, that was fun.
Thank you.
John, just before you go, do you want to see a magic trick? A very quick one.
I feel I'm walking into a trap, but I'm going to know.
If you could just hold my microphone.
Yeah, no problem.
And there we go. It's a funky microphone.
The microphone is floating by itself. Well done, David Copperfield. Well done.
Who's John Senna?
Just a minute.
John Senna?
Who is it?
I mean, you've just done what the Liverpool fans just done.
What is it?
It's John Cena.
It says Senna here.
No, we don't. It's John Cena. Come on, mate. Switch your brain. Do you know who John Cena is?
Obviously not. But he's a wrestler, right?
We don't know who John Cena is.
But I know his face, but I couldn't tell you what his... What are you doing to me? Don't do that to me, you filthy pig. Mate, I don't watch boxing. That's for kids.
On, mate.
It's for kids. Who's his character?
What do you mean, who's his character? His name's John Cena.
No, but who's his character? Has he not got, like, The Rock or something? Or the Boulder? Or the Stone?
John Cena.
Has he not got a name?
I don't think so. He ain't got a name. He's just John Cena.
Anyway, John Cena there. Who would your wrestling name be?
He's got one of the best walkout songs ever, mate. It's an absolute bang.
I do recognise his... I don't watch boxing. Boxing, wrestling, mate.
What would your wrestling name be? Go on.
The Stud.
Cundy the Stud.
Stud. Now, that's what... Do you know what the best one I've got, right? Is when we play darts, right?
Yeah.
And I'm called One Ball.
Jason One Ball
Cundy. Okay, you can watch the rest of Ollie's red carpet interview with John. Anyway, him. Over on the talkSPORT YouTube channel.
Let's finish with this morning's breakfast show where the boys were joined by cricketing legend Phil Tufnell.
As two former captains go head-to-head, Tuffers against Ali. Tuffers, how would you describe yourself as a captain on Question of Sport?
I would say I led from the front. I led from the front. Lead by example.
He was good, Tuffers on.
Do you know what?
They were brilliant.
He's so funny. He's very sharp. Got a great sense of humour.
Yeah, he's. I used to love McCoist and Tufnell on there. They were good. Matt Dawson's brilliant as well.
Does it stop? Or is it still going?
I don't know. I don't think it's going anymore. If Ali's not on it can't be going, can it? He was the main dog.
It can't be the same.
The thing is, it makes me laugh, right? He was brilliant on there, McCoist.
Yeah.
Like, his knowledge was unbelievable. But when you speak to Ali, it doesn't feel like he's loads of knowledge.
Do you think he was cheating?
I mean, he said that he used to revise for it when he was on it quite a lot, but...
You're not having it?
I'm not having it, mate. I'm not having it.
Are you saying that Coisty could be a cheat?
I think Coisty was a bit of a cheat up on Not Question of Sport.
Mate, that's a...
I'm telling you.
Mate.
I'm telling you now, mate.
Take it back. You got a chance
listen, I'm putting it out there. I think Coisty's a cheat.
Sure, mate.
Because I don't think he's got that much knowledge. He ain't.
It's a terrible slur with a boy's name, mate. You can't do that to Coisty, mate.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
You think he was
unbelievable on Not a Question of Sport.
Do you think all the answers on his palm, right?
Yeah, he's writing things down. Sue was giving him the answers, I'm telling you.
Oh, for giving the answers, right.
Giving him answers. I'm telling you, that's his earpiece. He's not that clever. Do you like game shows?
I like the odd good game show, mate. Bit of Price is Right. Play your car right. What else is right? Anything else is right in it? I didn't mind a bit of Family Fortunes back in the day, mate.
Family Fortunes?
That quite like a bit of Family Fortunes.
Yeah, Family Fortunes was good.
Back in the day.
What was the card game where it was like higher or lower? What was that?
That was Play Your Cards Right.
Yeah, that was brilliant.
A bit of Brucey.
Yeah, loved that. Was good fun.
Yeah, higher, lower. Lower.
Yeah, it was a great game.
Nice to see you. A bit of generation game. Yes, before your time, mate.
Generation.
Nice to see you.
See you nice.
See you nice.
Yeah, I mean, what was that game?
That was a generation game.
How would you reckon we'd get on the chase?
No? Nah, we had Shawnee in here the other night.
Yeah, his knowledge is outrageous.
Mate, and you're playing with the big dogs there. We'll embarrass ourselves. Stick to a little bit of triv after midnight. Yeah. That's our game.
For all the best bits on talkSPORT every day, make sure to check out the talkSPORT Daily Podcast. Don't forget to download talkSPORT app where you can swipe between talkSPORT, talkSPORT 2 and all of our other sister stations so you never miss a moment. They're going to play that out to Coist, didn't they? He's going to hear from
Mate, you can't say that on national radio.
Yeah,
Expect to get away with it, mate.
Yeah, I'm just putting it out there. You know, it doesn't feel that smart when you're with him.
Do you think someone was feeding him with the info?
Well, I just think there's a bit of info. Maybe he knew some of the subjects.
I think so.
Yeah,
Might have cheated.
I went on there. I was rubbish.
Did you go on there?
I've been on there. Yeah.
Did you go on there? How are you not good?
I was with. I think I might have been with Tufnell. I think I was with
Tuffers.
I was with Tufnell.
How did you get on, mate? Can we not dig that out?
I don't know. I think we won. I think I got one answer right. But you know when you go, was it home and away? I had to go away because we were chasing.
Right, yeah.
And I was miles off it, mate. Miles off it.
Do you know what I was on, right? It's not a game show, but I was on Ready, Steady, Cook.
No, you weren't.
Ready,
was that the red tomato, green tomato?
Red tomato, green pepper.
Yeah, that's it.
Was,
yeah,
right?
That's a great show.
Right, I was on that.
What did you cook?
I cooked a fish curry, right?
Yeah.
That I kind of nixed, right?
Okay.
I went to
What do you
Barbados.
mean you nixed?
There was a restaurant in Barbados called The Cliff.
Yeah.
All right? This is years ago, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, I bought their cookbook and I found this is terrible what I did. Right? I bought their cookbook and they had this curry, this fish curry.
Yeah.
Sensational stuff.
Yeah.
Honestly, it was amazing. And I cooked this and I won. I was up against Graham Lasso.
You beat him?
I got the plate at home.
No way.
I have.
You've got a ready, steady cook plate.
Ready, steady cook plate.
It's the only thing you've ever won.
That's all I've got.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Was it good? How did because...
Well, mate, it's about 20 years ago. Try and make longer than that.
But who actually picked him? Because I know
the crowd. The crowd.
How do they know what it tastes like?
Because I think was it Ainsley that presented it.
Ainsley Harrott, yeah,
I think it was him that was presenting it. I don't. Do you know what, mate? I don't even know how they picked it. I think it's just what they felt was going to be tasty. Nice.
Well, it looked nice.
Yeah. Yeah, no one, mate.
I'm going to dig that out. It must be out there.
Find that.
I'm going to try and find it.
I nicked it.
Cundy wins a ready, steady cook.
Yeah.
The only trophy he's ever won in his life.
Do you know what I'll do? I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll stick it in the group chat.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
When I get in.
Yeah, find it for us. I want to see it.
Dust it down.
All right, back pages coming up next. mate.
I don't. Mate, I'm over 50, all right? Can't be watching that.
John Cena, mate.
Men
Royal
dressing
Rumble.
up in latex.
WrestleMania.
Baby
comes
all
out
over
to
their
this.
chests.
Crowd's going wild. Wait up your game.
I mean, look,
Mate.
fair play. They're fit boys. It's just, it ain't for me, mate, the old wrestling lark. Bring back Big Daddy.
Big Daddy?
Shirley Crabtree. Remember Big Daddy?
No, I don't. The Big
Right.
Show?
Right, no. It's back in the day, right? There was giant haystacks
Yeah.
and the Big Daddy, right? I'll get it up for you now, right?
Okay.
Honestly, that was proper wrestling. JJ will know about it.
All right, let's see the back pages. Jamie Jackson joins us. Hi, James.
Hello.
Hello, mate.
Mate, you are looking sharp. Where are you?
That's what 3 weeks. That's what 3 weeks in the States can do. I'm just at the airport, about to fly home after the club, after my coverage or my stint
Did you
covering
say
City
pub? It's a pub.
in the Club World Cup. No, in the
pub World
I'm
Cup.
being professional. Listen, I know who Shirley Crabtree is, Jason.
Yeah.
Don't you worry.
Yeah, I'll get a photo up for you in the next break, right?
Yeah.
Back in the day, it's on Grandstand, wasn't it? The Sunday afternoon or Saturday afternoon.
Yeah. Saturday.
James, how's the Club World Cup been out there? Been a good experience?
Yeah, it has actually. I mean, I'm just a fan of football. There's a lot of sort of detractors, and I get all that, but I think it's interesting. I think there's something here. Obviously, it's the first time with 32 teams or clubs. A bit surprised City got knocked out the other night, but there you go. But yeah, no, I think you know, for me, I'm a fan of it. You know, it's every 4 years. Fair play. It's not going to be every year. And I think, you know, people like Guardiola, Inzaghi, obviously, you know, it was his team who knocked out City. You know, they're fans of it. So yeah, I think there is something here to build on. It's not perfect, don't get me wrong, but you know, it's a festival of football, and some of the football. I mean, that match I did, you know, the Al Hilal knockout at City on what was sort of Monday evening here in Orlando. It was a good game, very good game. Went to extra time, 3 goals in extra time, and you know, it was a proper game of football.
Look, let's go do some back pages. We've been talking about AJ, and he's on there, and Fury, my AJ call in the back page of the Sun. And it's Tyson Fury weighing in on another comeback. I mean, it's so boring, isn't it?
Well, I mean, yeah, I listen, before I did the Manchester football correspondent job, I covered a lot of different sports, including boxing. I can remember doing an early Fury fight and actually interviewing AJ when he was still an amateur ahead of the London 2012 Olympics. And they're both massive names. I'm not surprised, as you'll sort of say, Jamie, that he's come out of retirement. He's a bit like Sinatra, isn't he? More comebacks than Lazarus sort of thing. And there's a lot of money in this. You know what I mean? There's a heck of a lot of money. I don't know about you two gentlemen and the listeners, but I will tune in to watch this.
Yeah.
So I'm not that surprised. And to a certain extent, I know he does retire and come back all the time. But because he does that, I think it adds a little bit more sort of box office or you know, sort of money to the gate because you know, he's back again. So you know, I'm not that surprised, but I think it'll be a blockbuster.
Okay.
I agree.
Yeah, fingers crossed, right? Back page of the iSport here. Everton closed in on 27.5 million Barry move. Everton complete the deal, or nearly. Villarreal striker Tierno, I think that's his name, Baza. And they've also completed the Branthwaite deal as well. So Everton fans must be excited about the start of the season, going to the new stadium.
Yeah, you've summed it up perfectly there. I mean, they're two pretty decent deals, especially Braithwaite. And yeah, I mean, you know, they haven't had loads of goals, but obviously under Moyes, a big resurgence. Listen, I'm not completely sure, but I wouldn't be surprised if they're a sort of top 8, top 10 team next season, going to the new state. You know, you have to remember how low or how sort of, you know, near to relegation they were when David Moyes took over. He's done a heck of a job. He's a good manager. You can't argue that. You know, anyone who operates for as long as he has. I remember when he was at United. You know, I was covering Manchester United then. He only got 34 Premier League games with a 6-year contract. You know, it was very hasty. I get why they got rid of him, but now they were sort of killed for the 6 or 7 or 8 position that they ended up finishing under him after he left. So yeah, I mean, I think this is a good signing, shrewd bit of business. So let's see if they can actually score, you know, a few goals.
Yeah.
Then I think they're gonna be top half.
Yeah. Back page of the Star, Old Trafford. It looks like Man United are moving on from Victor Gyökeres and going for Watkins.
I mean, I'm chuckling here because every summer, obviously, I cover the club, great football club, but every summer there is some soap opera. Now, my sort of question on this one is, Why the heck didn't they go for Watkins at the start?
Yeah.
You know, I get that it might be difficult to get out of Villa. I get all that. But if you're going to go for him,
Mm-hmm.
you know, the player has scored a semi-final winner for England in the Euros. He knows the Premier League. He scores a lot of goals. He plays for England. You know, what more do I need to say? So I think this is a good one if they can get him. That's a big if. Yeah. I'd be staggered if they can. I don't think Emery's going to like it. But
I think Emery would let him go. I think Emery would consider letting him go.
Yeah. Well, who would play up top, though? That would be my question instead. But, yes, listen, if United can get him, I would say that I might even argue that would be the signing of the summer for a club that needs a boost. And, you know, Højlund, bless him. And listen, it's not a team that creates a lot of chances. They have to solve that. I personally think centre midfield is a little bit, well, they should be looking. I get that Fernandes is probably going to drop back. We're getting Cunha and maybe Embuemo from Brentford.
What's the feeling, Jamie, in Manchester right now with amongst fans, amongst insiders, people that know the football club? What's the feeling going into this new season?
But if you talk about United, I would say they're a little bit kind of, wary of yet another dodgy season. I think Ericsson had it right when he said it at his farewell at the end of the game, at the end of the last game, that they were lucky not to be relegated. I think if Fernandes had gone down, seriously, he never gets injured. If Bruno Fernandes had been injured properly, they might have been relegated. So I'd like to think they're not going to be in that sort of bother again. But Amorim, I mean, it's the old thing with United. But, Amorim, if he gets off to a dodgy start, people are thinking Christmas. I think he'd be lucky to see out October. Because Ratcliffe, will have backed him this summer. And Ratcliffe likes to sort of, do his own thing to Jim Ratcliffe. So that's why I think, this Watkins deal, if they can do it, big if, it's going to help him a lot. Because then he can't have any arguments, really. He'll have had sort of like two transfer windows. I get that one of them was in January. But the feeling is of wariness, I'd say. I think there are sort of like, it's a little bit of gallows humour now about United fans. If you're asking me about City, it's an interesting one because they've just been knocked out, as I said, by Al Hilal. But some of those players look good. I can't understand why he did not start Foden or bring him on earlier on Monday, but he looks back to his best. I did something for The Guardian today, which I sort of analysed City in the tournament. I think Foden was easily their best player. He looks up for it. The goal he scored, I don't know if you saw it the other night, it was a beautiful goal. A proper top-class goal. So I think if you're a City fan, you should be very optimistic. Guardiola looks refreshed. I was at some training sessions before it started. He looked really sort of refreshed.
Okay. James, enjoy that lounge, mate. Get some wine in you.
Cheers.
You've got a long flight.
Thank you.
Cheers, matey.
Those are your back pages. Danny, he's a Man United fan. He's phoned us up. Right, Dan?
Right, Danny boy.
All right, Jason.
How are you, mate? You good?
Danny boy.
And absolutely sound brilliant for talking to you two. Legends, lad. Legends.
Go on, what's up?
I just want to say, Andy Goldstein has been robbing your games, your little clues, right? So you give the little clues at half past midnight. He's been robbing them and giving to Darren Bent, and he's useless. That's plagiarism, lads.
Oh, what do you mean? What's he doing? What's he doing?
This is.
What's he playing that game or something? What's he doing? Like,
when you give you clues, like Jason's better than you, Jamie. I'll be honest.
No.
Right, but Andy Goldstein's been licking him.
What? Not what? Is this not a question of sport?
No, it's not. No, because that's rigged as well. Oh.
But you know what, mate? I'm starting to get the hump with Goldstein. He's starting to annoy me. He's nicking me mate to do podcasts. He's getting involved. He's nicking our content. He's nicked a couple of our producers.
Well, he's spend in front of the mirror doing her hair. It's out. Come on, he's a grown man.
I think he's a bit jealous, mate.
Also, whilst I'm talking to you, it took me a long time to get onto you two.
Go on.
I've had to go to the pub tonight because my girlfriend's mum and dad have turned up. Yeah. And then two of her friends, and I've just gone, no.
You got yourself out of there.
To go down the pub.
It's a good decision.
I'm going to be roughly work tomorrow now.
It's a good decision, that, though, mate. You made a good decision there.
It's not even my fault. I'm going to be rough tomorrow because of them.
Can't blame them. Can't blame them. You're the one that took yourself down a pub and had
but he's right, though. He's right.
Spending time with those.
No, I think you're right, mate. I think you made a good call.
And I just went, right, I am off.
Yeah, you don't want to be ran. You don't want to be ran of missus and her mates and the mum and dad.
She's in bed, so I won't see it till tomorrow. She's all right. I've done me packed lunch and that.
Stay out. You know what, mate?
Lunch.
Stay out. Do you know what I mean? Go and enjoy yourself.
Well, my mate kicked me out because he's got work tomorrow. He's going to be a bit rough as well.
Well, Danny boy, love to have you aboard. I'll have a word with Goldstein.
Yeah, give us a call again, Dan.
Right, will do. Love
See you later, mate. Enjoy.
Take care, buddies.
Cheers, mate.
Right, Midnight Trivs coming up.